Basketball fans, welcome back. So the Detroit Pistons traded Marvin Bagley, Isaiah Livers, and two second-round picks to the Wizards for Danilo Gallinari and Mike Muscala. So it took me a while to just make this video. I thought of like talking about this, but seeing Marvin Bagley in that trade just prompted me to just also weigh in and just give my comments on this situation. Because even before we start, like Marvin Bagley, he has been a disappointment. He has been what you can call an NBA bust. Because this is the number 2 pick in the 2018 draft, and he was drafted by number 2 by the Sacramento Kings. And that time, the Kings were on that rebuild. They were just tanking for them lottery picks at that time. And he played alongside De'Aaron Fox, and things pan well in Sacramento. And this guy has been on a decline. Like the thing that I look at when I see a Marvin Bagley, I look at the people that he was drafted along with. You're seeing Luka Doncic and Trae Young. Let me just use those two guys because those guys have been the most impactful, and they have shown that they have shown what they can do in the NBA. You can see Luka Doncic. He has, led the Dallas Mavericks to a conference finals, the West Finals. You can see that happened in 2022. And you can look at Trae Young. He led his Atlanta Hawks team to the 2021 Eastern Conference Finals and went against the Milwaukee Bucks. So you're seeing like his contemporaries, even sign max deals. You're seeing this situation where Marvin Bagley does not care about like his contemporaries like succeeding and being better than him. And this is one thing that I didn't like because he was part of a Detroit Pistons team that I can just say they are just hot garbage right now. They are the worst team in the NBA, and Marvin Bagley doesn't care about that. He was supposed to be that number 2 punch to help De'Aaron Fox, but he was getting limited playtime because of what he was bringing on the floor and on the court, and his productivity was not the greatest at that time. And even with his time with the Detroit Pistons, you can see it's just marked by a lot of L's and a lot of misses. So the Detroit Pistons trading him away to the Wizards, this is like his last chance to prove that he can be an NBA player. Because where does he go from here if he doesn't play well? Because the excuse was the Detroit Pistons are an NBA G League team. So him being traded to the Wizards, it's like a test. If he doesn't change up and if he doesn't like switch up in how he plays, he might be out of the league in this offseason when he hits free agency or something. So he has been underwhelming. So the Detroit Pistons engaged in a trade with the Washington Wizards, signaling a strategic move to reshape the roster. According to Adrian Wojnarowski, the Pistons sent Marvin Bagley, Isaiah Livers, and 2 second-round picks to the Wizards in exchange for Danilo Gallinari and Mike Muscala. So Marvin Bagley, who has featured in 26 games for the Pistons this season, has been contributing an average of 10.2 points, 4.5 rebounds, and maintaining 59.1% shooting accuracy from the field. On the other hand, Isaiah Livers played 23 games and has been contributing 5 points and 2.1 rebounds. So you're seeing a former a former number 2 pick being traded away just for a bunch of nothing. And he's a guy that he was set to be a guy like he's going to be like a KD or something. I saw a lot of KD comparisons with Marvin Bagley. They wear the same jersey number. He was fond of the KD 10 line, and he is not able to be a productive player for a team that is actually doing something in the league. Because if you look at even the Wizards, they're not a team that is going to even be in the playoff picture because of their record right now. I don't think they have enough time to turn it around. But anyway, the Detroit Pistons are going to acquire some veterans in Danilo Gallinari and Mike Muscala. So Gallinari, coming off an ACL injury, he played 26 games this season, averaging 7 points, 2.9 rebounds, 1.2 assists. Mike Muscala is a journeyman, 4 points, 3.1 rebounds per game, just giving like additional depth in the Pistons front court. So the trade not only allows Detroit to add experienced players in the roster, but also serve as a strategic financial move by moving Bagley's contract, valued at $12.5 million in the 2024-2025 season. The Pistons create cap space and gain flexibility for future transactions. So this is a tanking team thinking like this. This is the thought process of a team that wants to contend. So furthermore, the acquisitions of Gallinari and Muscala, both on expiring contracts, provide an additional financial relief as their contracts come off the books this summer. So they're just trading away those, getting Marvin Bagley off the books, getting some expiring contracts, and also renegotiate them to good contracts that are team friendly. So both teams in the trade are currently facing a challenging season with no chance of making the playoffs. The Pistons hold the worst record in the NBA with 333 and 36, have struggled significantly, enduring a historic 28-game losing streak, the longest losing streak in NBA regular season history. The Wizards, while possessing the most talented roster, have a 7-31 record. It's the same thing, placing them in a similar predicament. So the Pistons and the Wizards are not different. They are just the same. And both franchises look towards the future. This trade appears to be a strategic move aimed at, enhancing cap flexibility for the Pistons and potentially allowing the Wizards to reevaluate their roster composition in the upcoming season. The deal showcases the ongoing efforts of teams to position themselves strategically, considering both the present and dynamics of the NBA. So you're seeing the reason as to why even I'm talking about this is Marvin Bagley. This man has been a disappointment. It has been a disappointment in the NBA. You would expect a Marvin Bagley to be somebody who is at the level of at least even being in a contender and contributing to an NBA contender. But you're seeing a situation where this is a dude that had all the gifts, but it's unfortunate that he didn't even pop. And having the Detroit Pistons even offload him from his books, he looks like a potential buyout candidate. And if he doesn't play well for the Wizards, even if the Wizards are this bad, if he doesn't play well, he's just going to get out of the rotation. And we're going to look back at this video and say, you know what, this sometimes the whatever number you're picked in the draft should not translate to who you're going to be, because we have seen like second round picks become very valuable assets. Take the case of Draymond Green, Dylan Brooks, Manu Ginobili, all those guys. Look at even the guys who are NBA stars right now. A guy like Kawhi Leonard was picked like at the 14th overall pick, 14th or 15th in the 2011 draft. You can see a player like Jimmy Butler was picked 30 overall in the 2011 NBA draft, and you're seeing what they're doing. So even these players that are picked, in the lotto pick, and they're the top picks. Look at a guy like Ben Simmons, Markel Fultz, Zion Williamson, DeAndre Ayton, Marvin Bagley. All these guys are just disappointment after disappointment, and they're going to be out of the league soon. And if they don't fix up, they're just going to be, trade assets, a salary dump. There are buyout candidates, overpaid. I feel like next season he might be an overpaid player, Marvin Bagley. So if he doesn't fix up in Washington, it might be it for him. So I just said, let me just pop by, just make a video just talking about him, because he's just a disappointment. I really liked his hype mixtapes when he was when he was at Duke in 2018, and I was really excited to see him be on the NBA. But looking at him right now, it's just a shell of his former self. I don't think he believes in himself anymore. He's just done for. And if this situation doesn't work, I don't think he's gonna be in the NBA too soon. So yeah, man, if you guys like the video, make sure to leave your feedback down in the comments on what you think about this whole situation. And I'm out. Peace.